make it pass.
Good morning, Good morning, sir. Vijay Kumar, sir. Sir, meanwhile, while you try to adjust, I think we will start with the meeting. Is that fine, sir? Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir, shall we start with the meeting? Meanwhile, you can try to adjust. Good morning, everyone. A very good morning to one and all gathered over here. I am Ragi Raju, lecturer in microbiology from TSW RAF PDCW, Bongir. Today, we have gathered virtually to attend the international webinar on green nanomaterials in medicine organized by the Department of Botany, Telangana Social Welfare, Residential Armed Forces Preparatory Degree College for Women. And we are fortunate to have Dr. Shekhar Vijay Kumar, a passionate and dedicated expert in this field, as a keynote speaker. And I'm very glad that all our participants have joined in virtually. And I'm sure all of us are going to immensely benefit from this international webinar. Now, I take utmost privilege in offering welcome to all of you gathered over here. Firstly, I would like to welcome Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar, Secretary TSWERS. Dr. Praveen Mamidala, who has joined in virtually, Joint Secretary TSWERS. Dr. Rajni Ma'am, ZCO South, Dr. Banu Prasad and Dr. PSR Sharma, OST, Dr. Pavani and Dr. Yesholata, OST Academics, Dr. P. Balreddy Sir, Principal Bongir, Dr. K. Spandana, Vice Principal, my fellow faculties, research scholars, students, and also our resource person, Vijay Kumar Sir. I heartfully welcome all of you to this meeting, sir. Thank you so much for joining in. I now request our Joint Secretary TSWERS, Praveen Mamidala Sir, to address the audience.
So, very good morning to one and all, my dear friends. Thanks, Ragi Raju, for your nice introduction. And I really congratulate the entire team of Bongir College for organizing such a wonderful event. I should say, I'm glad to be part of today's international webinar on green nanomaterials in medicine. So, friends, I would like to be very honest. Today, I have joined this webinar to learn more on what is nanomaterials role in the medicine. I'm naive in this area. I have little knowledge on nanomaterials because I did my postdoc in the area of herpin loaded nanoparticles to protect the plants. That's a different story. And the reason why I joined is after looking into the profile of Dr. Shekhar Vijay Kumar, who is now postdoc, who is 29 years old, but having publications double of his age, 58 publications. Awesome. So I really congratulate Shekhar for having, I don't know how you produce such papers. Over 20 years of my research, I could able to publish only 51 papers.
Sir, sorry, sir, it's not clear, sir.
Mr. Shekhar having such a great publications with a high impact factor. I can see very clearly the H index. The H index speaks the volumes of the work. It is almost 23, and the citations is around 1,500. Awesome citations. Once you have more than 1,000 citations papers with you, means you have a very good publications with you. So I really congratulate Dr. Rupa, Dr. Ragi Raju, and the principal for inviting such young scientists. So my request to Dr. Vijay Kumar is, Vijay, we have a council in the society called as a research council. I think in India, you might be knowing about funding agencies like DST, DBT, UGC, CSIR. So we want to establish a research-based learning ecosystem across all the 30 residential degree colleges. So that's why we are trying to make our teachers as the best researchers. So once they are into the research, I'm sure they will do best teaching works, because you learn more from the research. So it will be great if you can be a member on our research council board, and also guide our teachers now and then how to do such publications, or can we do such work back in India, that too in the degree colleges. I know you need lots of sophisticated equipment. For example, if you want to characterize a nanomaterial or any compound, you write from XRD to SEM, you need hi-fi lab. But if you can collaborate with all these residential degree colleges, we have a wonderful teachers across the colleges, and they are with the microbiology background, physics, chemistry, and life sciences background. We have awesome teachers with their PhD and postdoc also. So in future, if you can collaborate with our teachers, and if you can guide our students for their better future, that will be awesome. So once again, I congratulate all the teachers of the Nalgonda, of the Bongir Armed Forces Degree College for conducting such a wonderful seminar, and I wish you all good luck. Yeah, I want to be a student in this program. I just want to listen the lecture. Over to Ragiraju.
Thank you very much, sir. We are very glad to know that you're interested in this particular webinar. And also, I hope Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir, will be pleased to accept sir's invitation in guiding us to do research in our future. Thank you very much, sir. Now, may I request Dr. Rajni ma'am, ZCO South, to address the audience?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
At the outset, I want to congratulate Bongir College for arranging a very good, you have selected a very good topic, that is green nanomaterials in medicine, which is the need of the hour. And continuously you are conducting national, I think this is the second or third national seminar. I'm very much glad you teachers are struggling hard to enhance the academic skills and the knowledge of the students, which is very much appreciated. And I want to congratulate your principal, Balreddy Garu, for encouraging the staff members for conducting such a group. And selection, as our joint secretary said, you have selected a very good resource person. It is Shekhar Vijay Kumar Garu, PDF from China. So it's a very, I think, encouraging to for the students to have a idea about the recent developments and the future research also from Dr. Shekhar Garu. So I think, as the sir said, impact factor is very high, and he's a very active research scholar, and I hope he is very much interested in addressing the students also. Therefore, he himself has come forward, where I want to congratulate him for that act of kindness. Then I myself is a chemistry, with a chemistry background. I have done research in natural products. Therefore, I thought this topic is very much interesting. They presented a scenario when the pandemic is active, and when the whole world is waiting for appropriate medicine against the COVID-19. These nanomaterials, I think, may act as very good biological mimics. And I hope in future these biological mimics may give rise to some sort of control to COVID-19, because these are very much used in drug and gene delivery also. So in that way, we can detect the proteins, and in tissue engineering also we can use this technology, I believe. as far as I know. And I'm very much looking forward to hear to Dr. Shekhar Garu for his lecture. I think he will focus more on the potentiality of these nano materials. And I also request the students to give a good ear to this. And as I'm continuously telling you every time, I request the teachers to take a write-up on all the webinars from all the students. So I thank our Secretary Garu for giving such a good opportunity for all the degree colleges to have uh, the activities which enhance the academic vigor. And I also thank our JS Garu. I think you can know the interest, how much interest he is in because of his presence in this webinar. Always he'll be supporting the staff members in whatever way he could. And I also thank each and every staff member of the Bongir for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. As you have rightly mentioned, this is a multidisciplinary topic and we all are very eager to listen to Shekhar sir. Now, may I request Dr. P. Balreddy, Principal Bongir College, to address the audience.
Good morning to all the participants. I congratulate the Department of Botany and Rupa Madam organizing this webinar. I thank you, the Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar Garu, our Honorable Secretary, and our Joint Secretary, Praveen Mamdala sir. Thank you for attending this webinar. I also thank you, Ban Prasad sir, Dr. Ban Prasad sir, OSD General, and Dr. PSR Sharma, OSD Special Projects. Also, Dr. OSD Academics, Dr. Yasholata, OSD Academics. And I thank you, Dr. Rajni Madam, attending this webinar, Zonal Coordinator. I also thank you, the Dr. Nirupa Madam, Additional Zonal, Assistant Zonal Coordinator. And I congratulate the organizing committee, Vice Principal K. Spandana Madam, and Nagamani Madam, Department of Botany, and Ragiraj Madam, the faculty in microbiology. I welcome the Dr. Shekhar Vijay Kumar, the postdoctoral research fellow, Marian College, Shadang University, People's Republic, China. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir. You are always welcome, sir, for attending this webinar and giving consent to speak on the green materials in medicine, nanomaterials in medicine. This is very prompt topic for this pandemic period. I thank you, sir, for you are giving your consent to speak on that topic.
Thank
I
you,
also
sir. Thank you.
congratulate the Department of Botany. Thank you, Ragiraj Madam. Thank you. Proceed,
Thank you.
Ragiraj Madam, you proceed.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for addressing the audience. Let us now proceed to conclude the inaugural session with a formal address by Dr. P. Rupa, webinar convener.
So much. So good morning, one and all. So warm welcome to today's international.
I'm sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Your voice is little low.
You are not audible. Rupa, you are not audible.
No, sir, I am in unmute mode, sir.
Okay.
So is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. It is now.
Now it is okay.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, one and all. Warm welcome to today's international webinar on green nanomaterials in medicine, organized by Department of Botany, Telangana Social Welfare, Residential Armed Forces Preparatory Degree College for Women, Bongir, Telangana, India. The current webinar aims to incorporate the foundation knowledge of the green nanomaterials and green nanotechnologies, green nanoproducts related fields, and also aim to inculcate adequate knowledge of nanomaterials and their applications It also aims to assist in understanding of the broad outline of nanotechnologies to inculcate scholastic and economic opportunities in the related field of nanomedicine. So nanotechnology is one of the most momentous scientific and industrial breakthrough of the 21st century. So we are in the adverse condition of disastrous condition due to the COVID-19 in India. So in this present scenario, nanotechnology played a very remarkable role resolving the many problems by showing the nano solutions. So we are using the nanotechnology for diagnosis of the COVID-19 and preparation of the nano vaccines and preparation for the nano mass, like different ways it is working out. And coming to the green technology, the green technology is the branch of green technology, green nanotechnology, that promotes clean technology where nanomaterials are synthesized by biological approaches using various plants and microorganisms. It also reduces the energy utility by using a minimal amount of material to contribute the environmental sustainability without causing harm to human health and the environment. So I don't waste the time. Once again, I would like to welcome all. I extend a warm welcome to today's speaker of the webinar, Dr. S. Vijay Kumar sir. Sir, we are very grateful to you, sir. You are accepted our invitation in your busy schedule also. I also thanks to our JS sir, Dr. Praveen Mamidala sir, joining with us and encouraging always. So towards the conducting of beautiful initiations in the TSW REIS. So I'm thankful to the Dr. Rajini ma'am and Dr. Principal, sir, Dr. Balreddy sir, our principal. And I also welcome distinguished dignitaries, academicians, scholars, dear students, and to this program. I'm happy to announce that the enthusiastic participants from various fields across the world have given the enormous responses at the time of registrations. This boosting is enough to engage more programs in forthcoming days. So we are very much thankful to all. So thank you. Over to Ragi ma'am.
Thank you very much, Rupa ma'am, for your formal address. Dear participants, we shall now begin the technical session. Before I begin, I would like to give few instructions. Please remember to keep yourselves on mute at all times. During the presentation, if you have any doubts, please post them in the chat box. We will take it up after the end of session, or you can wait till the end of session where you'll have a one-on-one interaction with Dr. Vijay Kumar sir. And also participants, please submit the feedback form at the end of the session so that you will get your e-certificate. Thank you very much for that. Now, I once again call upon Dr. P. Rupa ma'am to introduce the resource person, Dr. S. Vijay Kumar, to the audience.
Sure, ma'am. One second, ma'am. One second.
Okay.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
It's a great honor to introduce today's keynote speaker, young researcher, savant, Dr. Sikar Vijay Kumar. He has equipped with extensive research knowledge in the very young age. He born at Muttupattinam, Karaikudi, Tamil Nadu, India. He completed his post-graduation in zoology at Alagappa University. He placed at the first rank university level. He has done his PG diploma in bioinformatics under the subject bioinformatics structural pharmacogenomics. He received PhD award from Alagappa University, and Sir also has a comprehensive research experience. During his PG diploma in bioinformatics, he completed a project under the title Synthesis and Characterization of Garlic Extracts, allicin, coated silver nanoparticles. So, and its toxicity effect on Cereodaphnia and Carnuta through in vivo and in silico approaches. So during MSc also, sir completed the project. The title is characterization of Plectranthus ombinicus leaf extract based synthesized ZNO nanoparticles and its antimicrobial, antibiofilm and mosquito larvicidal activity. So sir is awarded PhD from the Alagappa University. So the title of the PhD work is biosynthesized metallic or metal oxide nanoparticles, potential applications and ecotoxicity assessment. So sir did his PhD under the supervision of Professor Vasiharan, Alagappa University. Now sir is working as Postdoctoral Fellow, Marine College, Shotang University, Weihai, PR, China. So under the guidance of Professor Jingdi Chen. And also sir worked as full-time researcher at Department of Medical Biotechnology, College of Biomedical Sciences, Kongwon National University, Chuncheon, South Korea under the guidance of Professor Dr. Mayan Hayan Wong. Sir guided the more than 10 MSc and MPhil graduate students for their major research projects at Department of Animal Health and Management, Alagappa University, and those works are published in reputed journals also. Sir had the laboratory skills like nanotechnology, biotechnology, biochemistry, microbiology, aquaculture, fish identification, vector control identification, and bioinformatics fields. So specially, sir has expertised in molecular docking, molecular stimulation and dynamics, BLAST, FASTA, XP tools, phylogenetic tree construction, analysis of DNA sequences using vector, NTI softwares uses, and other bioinformatics tools. Sir presented papers, n number of papers in diversified platforms. So sir has the publications, more than 58 publications he have. So all are international published journals, all are published in international journals. So here international 58 journals, sir received the citations 1589. So the total publications are 58, all are peer-reviewed journals. H index is 23 and I-10 index is 33. Next, sir has submitted the sequences in NCBI Gene Bank and the reference number KT763080.1. He has delivered more than 15 lectures as resource person in various national and international platforms. Sir has received awards and also some grants. University first rank holder in MSc Zoology. He also Inspired Fellow. He received the Inspired Fellowship from the DBT. He is the Outstanding Reviewer Awardee from various Elsevier journals, and he is the top reviewer in Pharmacology and Toxicology, Publicon. So top reviewer in Crassfield, Publons. So these are the awards and grants sir has received, and sir also extending his contributions to evaluating the activities as a journal referee. More than 60 journal referee he is active. So there is no time. So due to the lack of time, I'm not reading those journals, but so it is grateful. So he is working as a referee more than 60 international journals. And sir is the member of professional bodies like Indian Science Congress Association. He is the life member there. And the Association of Microbiologists of India, Indian Biophysical Society life member, student member of International Association of Oncology, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. And sir also enacting, so editorial board member, so for various journals. So franchises in environmental biology, Journal of Biomedical, Journal of Biomaterial and Nanobiotechnology, Journal of Nuclear Technology in Applied Science, Current Scientific Research in Biomedical Sciences, EC Microbiology, Annals of Pharmaceutical Nanotechnology, Journal of Biology, Journal of Clinical Biotechnology, Nanomaterials in franchise in nanotechnology, nanoscience and nanotechnology Asia. So Revista de Ciencias. And associate editor board member in current Chinese science nanomedicine. And this is about a very brief introduction about the sir, but if you go through the sir profile, it will take the 3 more days. Why? Because I'm really struggled for studying of those things which are in Chinese literature. Okay, so I tried to explain about the profile of the our Vijay Kumar sir. And welcome, sir. Welcome to the webinar. I hope your lecture will give great insight to the our participants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, okay.
Sir, can you share the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Please enable the participant screen sharing, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Rupa,
Sir.
make sir as a host.
Yes, sir. Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, please can make sir host Vijay Kumar, sir. Dr. Vijay Kumar.
Okay.
Hello. Hello, sir. Oh, you want to be, sir? Yes, sir. Come on, sir.
Yes, I did it, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can you see?
Now it is okay. Okay, over.
Sir, it is okay. You can, okay, sir.
Okay, just a minute. Just a minute, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am, can you see my PPT? Okay.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Okay. Good morning to all. I hope you all are doing well and safe. First, I would like thank to this international webinar organizing convener Dr. Ruba ma'am and secretary and organizing secretary and principal sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for wonderful organizing this event and also well introducing to me. Thank you so much, ma'am. So I'm Dr. S. Vijay Kumar. I'm working as a postdoctoral research scientist in Marine College, Shantung University, Weihai, PR, China. This is image in my front view. In my front view of in my university, it is Shantung University. It is the located at eastern China in Weihai city in Shandong province. It is a wonderful city in Weihai. It is a very good university. It is founded in 901 in the year of founded university. It is the various 3 branches in various province in the Shandong University. So the Weihai city is almost is a very nice place in earnings and livings in family. So wonderful place. So we are working on it in Shandong University in our department in Marine College. We are working in various disciplines like developing the biomaterial from marine sources or plant sources, developing the biomaterial used to biomedical applications or medical application related the anti-cancer, anti-biofilm, antibacterial, antiviral. So developing the material into the commercialization to the product into the market. So we are all working in the biomaterial, some implants, and the developing the some hydroxyapatite synthesis to the implants into the human organ, alternative material, developing the bone and ligand joint in the material, developing the calcium carbonate nano hydroxyapatite. So various discipline we are all working. As per SAR request, I'm ready to join and I'm ready to collaborate with your degree colleges. I'm happy to agree with your request and concern. Definitely, if any possibilities or research collaboration or any visiting, so I'm happy to accept it immediately. So today I'm talking to about in the topic green nanomaterials in medicine. It is one of the wonderful topic in green nanomaterials in medicine. Nowadays, in green nanomaterial is day by day increasing in the green nanomaterial, developing to the alternative to the chemical methods in green nanomaterials to develop in day by day increasing. So I have used this topic in this webinar. So these are my link and email ID and the contact details. If you want any research collaboration or any other things, if you have any queries, please free to contact me. I will definitely clarify your doubts and almost, and I'm ready to collaborate within the in research. So coming to the topic, in nanotechnology, in what is nanotechnology? It is a nano is a Greek word, which means it is a very small size. It is compared to the, it is a 9 to 10. It is a 1 to 100 or 1 to 1000 nanometer in size. It is a 10 to the power of -9 in the range. First, in the 1959, the Nobel laureate Richard Feynman was first introduced in the concept of nanotechnology in the American Physical Society. He's present entitled "There is Plenty of Room at the Bottom" in 1974. Afterwards, the term nanotechnology was coined by Professor Norio Tonikuchi. They introduced into the term nanotechnology. Then nanoparticle, what is the unique properties in the nanoparticle? It is compared to the bulk material, it is a highly surface area, it is a very minute particle in compared to the bulk material. So nanoparticle, it is currently it is used for the various applications like textile industries, mechanics, optics, electronics, medicine, agriculture, aquaculture, entire field into the of nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is not only the nanotechnology, it is interdisciplinary with various fields. It is physics or chemistry or medicine or zoology. The entire discipline in the nanotechnology incorporated into the various fields. So this is the method, various approaches for the nanoparticle synthesis. In nanoparticle synthesis, in the two different type synthesis. One is top to bottom approach, another one is bottom to approach. First one, top to bottom approach. It is the material into the bulk material converted into the small material. It is a top to bottom approach. It is the chemical or physical methods. It is different categories: etching, laser ablation, milling, grinding, sputtering. It is the method. It is the, we need the highly manpower, highly power and highly time consuming and the very high cost and chemical hazardous, not environmental friendly. So another one method, bottom to approach. Bottom to approach method is different categories: sol gel processes, laser pyrolysis, and chemical reduction, spray pyrolysis, and biological process. It is mostly currently the green trends or green synthesis used for the nanoparticle bottom to approach, because it is easy process, low cost, environmental friendly, and everything applicable. It is used for the synthesis in capping agent, biological process, using plants or yeast or bacteria, algae, fungi, or various capping agent used for the bottom to approach. In top to bottom approach, in capping agent used for the only chemical reductant, it is a highly toxic. So I'm already previous slide explained. It is the methods of the synthesis of nanoparticle. You see, in the bulk material converted into the fine particle, it is the chemical one, and another one top to bottom, it is a method. Another one bottom up process, it is the method into the particle converted into the small or nanoparticle into the involved in the atoms and nuclei. It is involved to the nanoparticle. Basically, the nanoparticle classified into two categories. One is organic and inorganic. Organic nanoparticles in the carbon and another material. Including inorganic nanoparticle, it is some metallic or metal oxide nanoparticle used for the inorganic nanoparticle. So it is a type of nanoparticle. It is nanoparticles, a lot of nanoparticles there, but I am only focusing the what major type of type of nanoparticle and application used for only I am explained. Metallic nanoparticle, first one gold nanoparticle. In gold nanoparticle, it is used for in humanity last and previous 2000 years ago. For example, in Eucharist cup, it is a decorative globulate in the gold nanoparticles. If the why is a gold nanoparticle used for the in medicine? It is a very good biocompatibility and least toxicity. It is used for the nanomaterial, developing the nanomaterial for gold material to develop the medicine. Used for gold nanoparticles most in the anti-cancer therapy and the drug delivery application and various application, the aquaculture application also used for the gold nanoparticles. So another one, palladium. Palladium is one of the metal nanoparticle. It is used for the various purposes, in particularly catalytic reaction. It is used for the degradation of dye, remove the environmental pollutions used for the palladium nanoparticle. And another one, silver nanoparticle in the already commercially available in the market in various purposes. It is 9 to 95% are used for the in silver nanoparticle in the market. It is a very high good antibacterial agent, antifungal agent, and also it is inhibited the microbial biofilm formation. I am explain detail later explain the what is biofilm. So another one, copper. Copper, it is also the metallic nanoparticle. It is used for the various agriculture and aquaculture product application. It is almost used for the catalytic and environmental pollution degradation studies, because it is a very low cost and highly used for the in copper nanoparticle in the applications, purifying of the water remediation purposes. Another one, another type of nanoparticle in the metal oxide nanoparticle. Metal oxide is one of the most important primarily used for the metal oxide, zinc oxide nanoparticle. Zinc oxide nanoparticle, it is used for highly antibacterial, non-toxicity. It is a bioavailability, biocompatibility. It is GRAS as generally recognized as safe. In the nanoparticle, very low cost, very cheap, so easily synthesis. It is the nanoparticle developed for the various application. In already we have the cosmetic purposes used for the zinc and zinc oxide, because we have a lot of cosmetics items, including example lactocalamine. It is used for the face cream. It is also one of the ingredient agent for zinc oxide nanoparticle for the cosmetics item in the protecting in the sunscreen lotion developed for the sunscreen lotion for the in the ingredient of zinc oxide nanoparticles. Another one is the titanium dioxide nanoparticle. It is also used for the titanium dioxide nanoparticle in the cosmetics agent. It is one of the metal oxide nanoparticle. It is also both titanium dioxide and zinc oxide used for the both dioxide metal oxide nanoparticle for the very good semiconductor activities. It is used for the various electronic purposes and also the biological and biomedicine application also. So synthesis, after synthesis, the nanoparticle, it is very good important factor of characterization technique. We have the synthesis, after synthesis confirmation, we have the physicochemical characterization to identify the various instruments like UV, ultraviolet, to the optical properties to identify the ultraviolet spectrometry to identify the optical property of nanomaterial. Each and every nanoparticle is a different unique character for the crystalline or optical properties or size and shape, etc. So it is used for the UV. Another one, X-ray diffractometer used for goniometer. It is to detect the what is the crystalline size used for the nanoparticle to identify the nanoparticle. Another one, FTR, Fourier transform infrared. It is used for the nanoparticle synthesis or developing the nanoparticle. What is the capping agent or what is the nanoparticle surface in the biofunctional group analysis to the FTR analysis. Another one, SEM. What is the surface present in the SEM analysis, scanning electron microscope. Another one, TEM, transmission electron microscope. It is used for the what is the nanoparticle size and shape analysis for the transmission electron microscope. Another EDX, energy disposed to X-ray spectral analysis. It is also used for the nanoparticle elemental in the composition analysis for the nanoparticle. Zeta potential, size and surface charge. to analyze a nanoparticle. And another one, TGA, thermogrammetry analysis. It is used for to identify or determine the what is the nanoparticle decomposition process in the thermal activity to check the nanoparticle in the TGA. Final one, PET, Brunet Emmett Teller. It is used to the instrument used for the analysis or identify the what is the nanoparticle, the what is the surface area measurement. So synthesis or characterization, and after we have go to the applications or in the part in the medicines or whatever application in the biogenic nanoparticle, inorganic nanoparticle. In the biogenic, we have used for in biosynthesis or green synthesis, use a various capping agent. It is a very less expensive and very good eco-friendly compared to the chemical and physical methods. So various currently researchers are used for the biological or green synthesis used for the plant extracts, fungi, microbes, and the seaweeds used for fruits and vegetables used for the synthesis of various metal and metal oxide nanoparticle. So these are the mechanism or synthesis. It is different methods used for the nanoparticle. First one, choosing the plant, choosing the plant. Another one, plant extract, and then plant extract in the metal salt solution or silver or gold or whatever it is, on particular incubation time or depend upon the some optimization, and go to the characterization and after to the biological applications. And another one, bacteria. Bacteria is inoculate bacteria. It is extracellular or intracellular synthesis in two types in the bacterial synthesis. And mostly in bacterial cultures or probiotic strain used for the culture in application for aquaculture. We have also used for the probiotic strain and synthesis of various microbial nanoparticle to application of aquaculture industry. So stable and capped nanoparticle. Another one, fungi. Fungi nanoparticle used for the various application in the different purposes. Another one, it is the discussion of it is a mechanism of the bacteria. What is the bacteria to how to the nanoparticle incubations? Excuse me. This is the plant source used for the nanoparticle. Different type of plant extracts and used for the nanoparticles. Choosing the plant extracts or leaves or flowers, it is used for synthesis of nanoparticle. It is a flow chart in metal ion solution in plant extracts of synthesis of nanoparticle and to develop the nanometals in different plant sources or plant pots. Why we have choose to the nanoparticle synthesis for plant sources? Because it is like presently in the various phytochemicals or bioactive compounds in the plant extract. Because of what's the phytochemicals in I hope all the botany peoples know, because the phytochemicals in present in the various phytochemical present in the plant compounds, because the polylols, glycols, alkanoids, carbohydrates, and polysaccharides, amino acids, ascorbic acids, and the various wonderful rich phytochemical present in the plant extract or plant compounds. Because that's why we have choose to for the plant sources and or seaweed sources choose to for particle synthesis. It is a very good highly antioxidant and antibacterial activity. This is an advantage of plant extract mediated nanoparticle synthesis. One is nature of solvent, aqueous or water synthesis, simple procedure, no pressure, temperature maintenance, and toxic chemicals, and reducing and capping agent protein or enzyme polyphenols. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, I can't change my PPT. What happened?
Sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir, but I can't change my PPT slide.
Slide is coming, sir. On the screen, it is coming. You are not visible, but the slide is visible.
This is slide advantage of plant extract mediator only. But I can't move my slide. What happened? Yeah. Okay, fine. This is structure of the phyto compounds. It is one of the researcher recently reported in the various phyto consumes reported for responsible for the bioreduction of silver nitrate into silver nanoparticle. It is a various phytochemical compounds. One is apine and ascorbic acid, catechin, citric acid, euphol, and phyllandine, tannic acid. These are the various phytocompounds present in the various plant extracts. It is a flow chart, phytosynthesis of nanoparticle. Already previously, I am explained the phytosynthesis mechanism in the flow chart. Preparation of plant extract synthesis, mixing metallic solution, and bioreduction process, and formed nanoparticle in the various characterization, and further go to the biological application process. So the novel metal nanoparticle is in plants. It is highly various present in the phytocompounds in various. I think I tell some few plants in present in the various very good rich phytocompound. In example, garlic, it is allicin, and some glove, it is used for eugenol. It's a various highly antibacterial agent and antimicrobial, anti-cancer agent to develop the isolate the phytocompounds and capped with the developed the nanomaterial into the various biomedical applications in medical applications. So another one after bacterial synthesis, after plant synthesis, and also the researcher developed the biopolymers. Biopolymers, it is also developed or isolated into the various origins. It is a plant or microbes. It's a various biological origin. It's one of the very hot topic in recent current scenario used for the biopolymer based nano material synthesis and applications. So it is a plant or animal products. It is the very good gelling agent and it's a drug delivery applications in the polymer matrix. So it is why it is a novel biomaterial developed into the biopolymer. It is a very good biocompatibility, biodegradability. So choose for the biopolymers. So most of the biopolymers developed from this some marine seaweeds and marine sources. Example, it is various purposes used for the medical materials, packagings and cosmetics, food additives, food preservative agent, food packaging application. Those are the application used for the biopolymer based nanomaterials. So these are the classification and the origin and what is a type of biopolymers isolation. Example, polysaccharide, it is a plant and algal origin. It is one of the few names in the biopolymer. Starch, amylose, amylopectin, cellulose. It's a majorly first primary to the first into the major biopolymer cellulose. After a second one is the chitosan. So the plants, it is alginate, fucoid, and carrageenate, plant and seaweed source. Animal source, it's a chitin, chitosan, hyaluronic acid. Chitin, chitosan isolated from the crustacean cell waste, like crustacean, like crab or shrimp cell waste to isolate the chitin and chitosan. Another, it is almost the chitin and chitosan. It is a very good developing the nanomaterial. It is used in various biomedical application. Already commercially available in the chitosan. It is used for the one of the wound healing agent. It's a one of the very good wound healing agent. And also we have developed the one of the wound bandage, developed the chitosan coated silver nanoparticle, developed the wound bandage, wound healing material. I think we have developed and the published into the paper Journal of Cluster Science, Springer Journal. So another one, fungal, pullulon, STA, calcinon, yeast glucons, and protein, collagen, gelatin, elastin. It is of the protein biopolymers. And another one, synthetic polymers, the polyester pattern nano articles in the 2020. First one, USA 51.774, after Taiwan, Japan, South Korea. And also the coming days in India, also the in the list into the nano pattern or nano articles. It is the last year reported. In the year also, I think, I hope recent 1 or 2 months they are updated. Then what is the applications? Therapeutic application of phyto nanoparticle or green nanoparticles in various applications. We have the next slide. We have deeply what is the application in drug design or delivery and the implants also. Then majorly the green synthesis of nanoparticles are used for the imaging, therapeutics, multifunctional application or multifunctional nanoparticle. In the bioconjugation, the use of metallic or metal nanoparticles in carbon nanotubes, liposome, it is for the nano cancer therapy or biosensing development, and also the food application also. Some commercially available nanoparticle products in the market. The first one, silver nanoparticle coated wound dressing material, Band-Aid, also commercially available in the market. In socks, we have used the socks in the very badly water smell in the day by day, not washing the or cleaning the socks, because the silver kill fact, it is a silver nanoparticle coated socks. It is because the silver highly kill the bacteria. So it is a silver coated the nanomaterial. We have used the ointment. It is one of the used for the silver sulfoxide. It is ointment cream to the wound, healing the wound. So another one, the sanitizer is for the silver coated the hand sanitizer. Another one in some commercial available in the market in the silver coated suits and trousers or pants used for the highly antibacterial agent, and cancer drugs also to develop the silver coated, and water purifier. Some washing machine also, the Samsung washing machine also used for the silver nanoparticle coated washing machine, and sunscreen lotion. Mostly these products are already commercially available in the market in silver nanoparticle coating agents. These are the products in used for the Thailand in the using for the silver or nanoparticle coated in the paints. It's a putting in the wall in the paint. It's a highly antibacterial or antifungal agent. In recent some days, in rainy days, it almost in the wall of the fungal forming. It's antifungal agent, is a nanoparticle coating agent in the paintings developed for the in Taiwan's. So another product in the various nano composite in the Hummer car and the Laurel cream and shirts and tennis and the fridge. Also the various consumer product to develop the nanoparticles. So first one, it is the medicine. It is the antibacterial activity. So day by day increasing the day by day increasing the bacterial infection. It is a very good, very tremendous or detrimental effect, because the majorly the bacteria develop in the antibiotics because the antibiotic resistant. In the multi-drug resistant multi-drug resistant bacteria to we can control it is very difficult. So already commercially available in the market in the antibiotics, but the bacteria or microbes or fungals are developed resistant to the antibiotics agent. So developed into the alternative antimicrobial therapy for used for recently nanoparticles. So this is one of my published paper in my work. This is antibacterial active Laurel Nobilis. You know some biryani leaves, bay leaves developed for the zinc oxide nanoparticle developed for the antibacterial agent for clinical bacteria. One of the Pseudomonas, another one is the Staphylococcus aureus. It is a very good important clinically pathogen. You see controls like control T1, T2, T3, the very different concentration in the my nanoparticle treated, and my nanoparticle effectively inhibited the bacterial growth. If the bacterial inhibitor growth means in the zone of inhibition. This paper published in the Biomedicine Pharmacotherapy Elsevier journal 4 impact factor. You can verify in the paper or reference this paper through this Elsevier website or in the journal website. Another one, anti-biofilm. I am already previously I'm explained biofilm, mentioned the biofilm. What is biofilm? The biofilm is a cluster of group of or a cluster of, it is a microbial formation. It's not a single bacteria, it is a group of bacteria. It is a 1,000 times fold than resistant to the antibiotics. It is a very good, very good resistant to the antibiotics. It is a control to or eradicate into the biofilm is a very difficult. So recently the nanoparticle, it is a very good anti-biofilm agent. The biofilm, it is developed into the most clinical environmental settings. It is developed into the clinical or hospital agent. You see some of the patient with the urinary tract, urinary catheter or heart wall or pacemaker or implants infection also developed in the biofilm formation. It is developed in the surface area. The biofilm or the bacteria protect into the EPS. exopolymeric substances to the antibiotic agents. So recently the research in antibiotic agents, this is one of my report. It is the nanoparticle developed silver nanoparticle. It is developed into the synthesis of silver nanoparticle in garlic extract. In food Tamil, garlic. So we have IGAV synthesis and developed in the antibiotic activity two different pathogen. One is methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Another one is Pseudomonas aeruginosa. It is a both microbes are that isolated at the clinical hospital environment. We have developed the biofilm agent. We have tested the first one. It is a blue color. It is the crystal violet dye used for a light microscope analysis. Another one is the confocal laser scanning microscope analysis. I hope some people know the confocal laser scanning microscope. It is a very good advanced microscope compared than other microscope. It is cost around 1 or 2 crore. It is very likely in my institute available in the confocal laser scanning microscope called JASIS. It is a Germany product. So this is you see, this is the control is a group of microorganism or biofilm formation. After the nanoparticle different treated concentration, it is reduced to the grouping or cluster formation in higher concentration 100 microgram per ml, highly reduced to the microbial formation. It is another confocal. You see, it is the dense of also the formation, also the inhibited the cluster formation in the higher concentration. It is the another confocal microscope. It is occurring orange dye treatment. It is you see clearly you can understand. First one MRS methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus control. It is a highly thickness. I think it is 30 micrometer. Another one treatment. It is a less thickness. After the treatment, reduce the biofilm or microbial colony. The arrow mark indicates reducing the biofilm colony. You see the difference control and treatment. It is also observed in the confocal laser scanning microscope with the software COMSTAT in 3D biofilm analysis. This paper we have published in the Photochemistry and Photobiology journal. I all my publication it is a Q1 Web of Science and Scopus and all the journals. It is a Q1 SCI journals. It is of impact I think 4.2 in Photochemistry and Photobiology journal. I have reported. Another one anti-angiogenesis activity of nanoparticle. What is anti-angiogenesis? It is angiogenesis of growth of blood vessels from the already existing vasculature in the organ or development into the organ into the another particularly existing in the development of blood vessels. The angiogenesis process. The angiogenesis most important factor into the development of cancer. So it is a prevent of angiogenesis or cancer prevent used for the tested nanomaterials. You see, I'm also the reported some another one experiment. This is the recently reported in Vimal Raj et al. Biomedicine and Pharmacotherapy recently 2018 reported. This researcher reported in the developed the gold nanoparticle using Mangifera indica, mango seed extract coated silver gold nanoparticle developed the anti-angiogenesis effect. The image control. It is a A. It is a very good developed the angiogenesis. It is the formation of the nerve and the vasculature in the epithelial or blood vessels. You see clearly in the control. After treatment, you see the arrow mark indicates the blood vessels inhibition in the previous exclature field. So it is the anti-angiogenesis property of the nanoparticle. Another one antioxidant. Antioxidant activity of nanoparticles very important property because the antioxidant directly scavenge the free radical. Most of the causing the disease infection in the humans, mostly in the free radicals and the ROS production. So these are the ROS or free radicals scavenging factor, antioxidant nanoparticles very important factor. So the green synthesis of nanoparticle. Because why we have the synthesis of antioxidant nanoparticle green synthesis is a moreover majorly present in the phytochemical or phyto compounds present in the plant extract, because some phyto compounds are phytochemical or polysaccharide or polyalol, various phytochemical present in the nanoparticle surface to kill the free radicals production. So it is a very antioxidant activity in the nanoparticles. So it is a mechanism, free radical, unstable molecule, and antioxidant properties, unpaired electron in the nanomaterial represent the most promising in nanomaterial, including organic or melanin or some inorganic metal oxide to involve in the antioxidant mechanism. Another one, anti-inflammatory. So anti-inflammatory is a localized physical condition, is inflamed of part of the body. Whenever it's whenever enter in the pathogen or accident or trauma, in the pain, it's a red swelling or inflammation. It is the cost. Another in medicine to develop the anti-inflammatory activity of the nanoparticle into the to test it in injury to develop the ointments or gelling agent to develop the in silver or some other metal oxide coated nanoparticle develop the anti-inflammatory agent. It is these images in complex things enter in the body swelling. It's a mechanism inflammation. How to the inflammation formation the human body. So we have developed or are in the research are recently going on the nanomaterial coated anti-inflammatory agents. Another one, anti-diabetic. Anti-diabetic, it is a major, very needed to the drug because the diabetes is a capital of India. So the diabetic most resistant, all the pupils are nowadays in the got the diabetes type 1 or type 2. It's a metabolic disorder. So already commercially in the market, it is a drug also available. But these are the drugs are also the some side effects, major side effects, also the some nausea, vomiting, also the some mostly in the commonly alpha amylase side effect. So alternative anti-diabetic drug is used for the nanomaterial. It is tested for the alpha amylase and alpha glucosidase inhibitor assay. It is used for the in vitro and in vivo level. In vitro level in the alpha amylase, alpha glucosidase assay, and the in vivo level tested for the using the rabbit or mice in the developing the tested the anti-diabetic agent into the tested the rat and mice or rabbit. So this is a overview of in the diabetes in pancreas, including insulin secretion, hyperglycemia. Already metformin available. Most of the drugs used for the diabetic in the metformin. Already metformin the commercially in the market, but it is a loss of side effects. So the research recently researchers going on the metformin, some drug loaded metformin coated zinc oxide or various nanoparticle synthesis for the anti-diabetic agents. Another one, cancer. Cancer is a major one of the deathful diseases in the world. So it is a third leading death in the cancer. Cancer, it is people. I think I hope you know very well in currently what is cancer. Cancer is uncontrolled growth of cells. It is a cancer. It is a manipulation of the cells. It's an uncontrolled proliferation of cells. It is various cancer types. Recently, or in example, in women's, particularly male MCFs, the breast cancer. The breast cancer not only one type. It is a least most type of in the various in human. Female cancer MCF7 is a breast cancer. It's a triple negative. It is very dangerous of the female in cancer, women's cancer. And male in the colorectal cancer, lung cancer, various cancer, because the only the cancer treatment in surgery and radiotherapy and chemotherapy. These are the all the treatment are the ineffective because the surgery it is again the growth of the cancer cells, and chemotherapy it is a loss of side effects, nausea, vomiting, and again the formation of the cancer and kill the healthy cells also. It is a lot of side effects into the cancer as these treatments. And nowadays also is a gene therapy or immunotherapy also used for in cancer treatment. Nowadays researcher needed the developing the nanotherapy for used for the cancer treatment. In cancer treatment, the researcher used for the in some of the drugs available in the market because the some treatment in doxorubicin, paclitaxel, and paclitaxel or clathrine or doxorubicin. These are also used for the cancer treatment. This cancer treatment used for the side effects because various side effects and kill the healthy cells also. So we have altered in the recent researchers in used for the nano for the drug loaded. In example, you see in Elsevier journal carbohydrate polymers are controlled journal of controlled release. It is one of the very good journal, Q1 #1 journal. It is in fact more than 7. It is most of the journal in release of the cancer studies. It is a Q1. The various researcher reported or published in the cisplatin or doxorubicin coated synthesis nanoparticle and aftermarket treatment for the in vitro in vivo level. We have also the published one of the paper achieves in biochemistry and biophysics in the cancer, developing into the cancer into the rat after the treatment in nanoparticle. We have developed into the published paper. So this is one of my report in vitro level. It is a human A549 human lung cancer cell. We have tested for the I have synthesis the gold nanoparticle used for the use of Artistica peel extract. It is banana peel, waste banana peel. We have collected and the synthesis for developed for the nanoparticle, cone nanoparticle. We tested the anti-cancer. You see saline DMSO medium, it is a control. It is a clumpy like cluster like of cells. It is a control cell. After the treatment, 100 microgram per ml, it's a reducing the cell viability and the changes also the cell morphology. It is a very good anti-cancer agent. This paper was published in the Microbial Pathogenesis. You have any refer or this paper, you can go through the Receiver website or through the GIST journal. And another one, wound healing. Because nowadays wound care management is a very important factor, because the wound, it is the infection causing the any open wound or surgical or any open infection causing the various purposes, various invading into the bacterial or fungal infection. It is a lot of infection in the wound. It's a delay of wound healing. So already commercially available in the market in silver sulfoxide, already various ointment or medicines. But we have needed the alternative wound healing material in cheap, low cost, and easily recovered and quick healing. So the researcher recently incorporated into the nanoparticle developed the wound healing materials. Wound healing material, wound dressing material. Example, some of the already I'm previously explained the chitosan coated silver nanoparticle. It's a very recently very aggressive the wound healing material. This is one of the researcher recently reported in 2020 the wound healing assay. It is a curcumin coated silicon nanoparticle. Curcumin, you mean you think manjal. It's a very good anti-cancer and antibacterial anti-potential. It is a very good biocidal potential. It is a in vitro level in the laboratory level wound healing. In the wound scratch assay developed into the cells into the lab in the plate. You see in the control, it's not migrated. Another after the treatment, curcumin coated silicon nanoparticle treatment, their cells will be after 24 hours, it will be migrated. It is the migrations, it's a means it is a healing of the wound, because the assay in the laboratory in vitro level scratching the cells and creating the wound. After the treatment, the different doses of concentration of nanoparticle or positive control curcumin in the particular incubation time, we have tested it's a migrated or not. It is in vitro level. It is tested after 24 hours and the cells would be migrated in the distance. We can measure the migration level. It is the in vitro level of wound healing activity of the nanoparticle. It is another one reported wound healing in vivo level. In vivo means instead of the animal, rat or mice or rabbit have tested the wound healing activity. It's one of the reported in Janaganas et al. It is developing for the nano material. Copper nanoparticle. Copper nanoparticle used to for the in 10 days. After the 10 days treatment is a copper sulfate or copper nanoparticle into the one of the thymol. It is used for synthesis nanoparticle. After 10 days, you the healing activity. You see ABC, T, it is a ABC, it's a control. DEF, it is a treatment. After the treatment, the wound healing, it is a closure of wound, because the copper nanoparticle, it is a treatment of the ointment, copper nanoparticle coated ointment nanoparticle. It is a treated of the heel of the wound. It is used for the cutis vulgaris. It is used for the capping agent for copper nanoparticles. The positive control tetracycline antibiotic also. So these are the very good interesting effect in the wound healing activity of the nanoparticles. Another one, mosquito larvicidal. mosquito larval cell. In the we have in my research experience, also we have tested a lot of mosquito larval cell activity nanoparticle, because the mosquito is the more resistant to the in the agent mosquitocidal agent, because in the recent death in the most entomological or insecticidal death is a very huge impact. So the mosquito is the very most resistant to the various mosquitocidal agent. So the into the DDT, diethylene, organophosphorus, these are the mosquitocidal agent, but is a most resistant and ineffective treatment of mosquito larval cell activity. So we have developed in researcher developed in this problem, rectify the problem, developed in the mosquito larvicidal agent, incorporate to the nanoparticle or nanoformulation gels or coated nano coils developed for the control of mosquito. This is one of my co-author publication in 2017 we have reported. In the Eupharpia rotiana coated silver nanoparticle in the kill of Aedes aegypti causing dengue cause agent vector. You see the control is the healthy, and after the treatment ERA-GNPS treated the nanoparticle enter into the mosquito larvicidal mosquito body. It is a damage to the mosquito body in the DNA replication of protein synthesis, kill the mosquito larvae. This paper published in Journal of Cluster Science in the publications. So another one, anti-parasitic activity. Anti-parasitic activity is also nothing but it is used for various veterinary parasitic control. Not only veterinary parasitic and also the human parasitic, also the anti-parasitic activity. In Pediculus humanus capitatis, it is a human lice. Also the anti-parasitic activity, also the nanoparticle availability to test it. So this is one of my colleague one of my junior working on crustine. Crustine is one of the protein mediated titanium-bacterium nanoparticle synthesis and tested the human lice. You see the slide in the control is a very active. After the different concentration, the human lice after the treatment is a death. The arrow mark indicates the damage of the body cells or body. So these are the anti-parasitic activity. So these are the various nanomedicine in applications of in nanomaterials in green nano formulation. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your detailed presentation that you have given us. And we actually from this webinar, we got to understand how the phytochemicals or biopolymers in any of the plant part can be used to make nanoparticles, and how these nanoparticles have the wound healing properties, the anti-parasitic properties, and also the properties which can kill the mosquito larvae. I think it was a very beneficial and enlightening webinar. Now I have one request to the participants. If you have any doubt, please feel free to unmute yourself and direct your questions to Dr. Vijay Kumar sir. Participants, you can just direct your questions to sir. I think sir will be more than happy to take up those questions. We'll just wait for maybe another 30 seconds, sir. We'll just see if the participants are responding.
Ragi ma'am.
Hello? Yes, ma'am.
So there is a ma'am, but Bhattachalli ma'am asked once repeat the medicines of diabetics.
Okay. Vijay Kumar sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear us? Ma'am has asked, one of the ma'ams has posted a question in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Can you please once repeat the medicines of diabetes using the nanoparticles?
Yes, ma'am, because the recently researchers used to for the in diabetes example, in diabetics assay, we have tested the in vitro and in vivo levels. Last year we have, last year I have published one paper in anti-diabetic potential and black cumin. Black cumin in Tamil, I think Karanjiragam. It is one of the very good beneficial agent for anti-diabetic. It is a control of diabetic. In the various plant extract or in commercial drug, metformin, also used for the synthesis of nanoparticle. It's a capping agent. In the some metformin, it's a metformin extract or metformin agent or bioactive compound or metformin tablet in the coming to the extract or solution or gel formation in the capping agent of various metallic nanoparticle like silver or zinc oxide into develop into the nanomaterial after characterization and go to the application. In vitro level, we have tested the anti-diabetic activity, alpha glucosidase and alpha amylase in activity. In vitro level tested. What is the enzyme? It's a inhibition. How much percentage of the enzyme inhibition level to tested or identify the anti-diabetic activity. Another, after the in vitro level, move to the in vivo part. In vivo part, rat or mice or rabbit or you have whatever animal you choose to tested the in vivo level in the induce the diabetes to induce the animal in diabetes and tested to drug in positive drug or in developed the nanoparticle or metformin or metformin coated nanoparticle tested the comparative of anti-diabetic nanoparticle. Already available in the market, some of the nano particle commercially synthesis in available in Zigmol rich in silver coated, silver nanoparticle, zinc nanoparticle, titanium dioxide also available in particular size in 10 to 100 nanometer, 10 to 20 nanometer already commercially available in the Zigmol rich, but not available in the green synthesis. It is only synthesis, only commercially available in the green nanomaterial only. But we have synthesis in green synthesis. Okay. I hope understand.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the detailed answer. And I also understood that there is massive scope in this field of nanoparticles for further research. I hope we all will be guided by you also in the future. Now, may I request Dr. B. Nagamani Madam, Department of Botany, to propose a vote of thanks for the day.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege to propose vote of thanks in today's webinar on green nanomaterials in medicine, organized by the Department of Botany, TSWR, AFPDCW, Bongir. First and foremost, I must thank our speaker, Dr. S. Vijay Kumar, for delivering a magnificent talk and enlightening us on green nanomaterials in medicine. Today's webinar was full of knowledge. It gave deep insight into the topic and also revealed some interesting facts. Thank you so much, sir. Our gratitude to Honorable Secretary Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar sir and Joint Secretary Dr. Praveen Mamidala sir, OSD Dr. Banu Prasad sir, OSD for Sainik Schools Dr. P.S.R. Sharma, ZCO Dr. Rajni ma'am, Director Major Usha Sharma ma'am, and our sincere gratitude to our principal Dr. P. Balreddy sir for his constant encouragement and support. I would like to thank Dr. Pavani and Dr. Yasholata ma'am, who have provided uninterrupted technical support for smooth conduction. My sincere thanks to all the participants here for paying attention and learning. My special thanks to Ragi Raju ma'am from Department of Microbiology for moderating the webinar. Lastly, I would like to congratulate Dr. Rupa ma'am for organizing a wonderful webinar. Thank you, ma'am. By this, we will end the session. Thank you.
Thank you, participants. All of you stay home and stay safe. And also, I believe the feedback link is available.
Yes, ma'am. Ragi ma'am. So we
Yes,
can
ma'am.
post the feedback link in the chat box. So all the participants can fill up the feedback form and you will get the e-certificate. Okay. So all
Ma'am,
of you
I think some participants are asking, you can post it once again in the chat box.
okay, ma'am, sure. I'm sharing.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mamidala sir. Thank you, Vijay Kumar sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, shall we end? You're on mute. Ma'am, can you unmute yourself, ma'am?
Ma'am, I will post the feedback link.
Okay.
Please wait.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Participants, please observe this. It will be remain in half an hour. Please make it first. All of you fill the feedback form, then only you get the e-certificate.